Have you ever felt anxious without a clearly identifiable reason? As if your mind keeps moving, searching for the worst possibilities while your body tenses, your breath shortens, and your heart feels unsettled. We live in a fast-moving era, too fast, even for our own minds. Information flows endlessly, demands keep rising, and without realizing it, we learn one thing: to fight anxiety. We want to feel better immediately, to be calm right away, to return to normal as quickly as possible. But what if that very approach is what makes anxiety stronger? What if calmness doesn't come from resistance, but from a gentler, more aware, and more humane approach? There is one thing we rarely realize. Anxiety is not an enemy to defeat, but a signal to be understood. Scientifically, anxiety is part of the body's natural defense system. Our brain, especially the amygdala, is designed to detect threats and keep us safe. The problem is, in the modern world, those threats are often no longer physical dangers, but thoughts, interpretations, and possibilities that may never happen. This is where the conflict begins. We try to suppress anxiety, ignore it, or even blame ourselves for feeling it. Yet, from a psychological perspective, resistance actually strengthens the emotion. A more effective approach is not resistance, but conscious acceptance. Imagine this. When you tell yourself, "I shouldn't feel anxious," your body registers it as a new threat. But when you say, "I am feeling anxious, and that's okay," your nervous system begins to soften. This is not just empty affirmation. Research in psychology shows that labeling emotions, naming what we feel, can reduce amygdala activity and help the brain think more clearly. The next step is returning to the body. Breath becomes the simplest bridge between the mind and the physical state. Slow, deep breathing sends a signal to the nervous system that there is no immediate danger. In spiritual traditions, including many religious teachings, calmness is often linked to full awareness of the present moment, not because life becomes easier, but because our attention is no longer trapped in an uncertain future. Anxiety almost always speaks about what might happen. Calmness, on the other hand, lives in what is happening now. And at this point, we begin to see something important. Anxiety is not something to erase, but something we can engage in dialogue with. You can ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of? Is this a fact or just a possibility? What small thing can I control right now? These questions are not meant to judge, but to bring awareness. Because often, what we need is not big answers, but small, honest clarity. Facing anxiety gently does not mean being weak. In fact, that is where a deeper strength lies, the ability to stay present, aware, without fighting yourself. And perhaps, in the middle of it all, we begin to understand that calmness is not the absence of anxiety, but the ability to remain whole even when anxiety is present. So the question becomes simpler yet deeper. If anxiety is not your enemy, then what is it trying to tell you? Understanding that anxiety is not an enemy does not mean it will immediately disappear. Awareness is the beginning, but without practice, it remains a beautiful concept without real change. This is where we go deeper. Not just understanding anxiety, but learning to face it in a concrete, structured, yet gentle way. 1. Unravel anxiety. Separate facts from stories. One key feature of anxiety is its ability to create narratives. Not just what is happening, but what might happen, often in its worst version. Try this. When you feel anxious, write 2 simple columns. First column, facts that are actually happening right now. Second column, interpretations or worries that arise. This works because cognitively, the brain often mixes the two without awareness. By separating them, you activate the more rational part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, which helps calm emotional reactions. 2. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. When your mind feels overwhelmed, returning to the body is powerful. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can feel in your body. This simple technique gently forces the mind out of the future and back into the present moment. 3. Regulate your breath. Regulate your nervous system. Not all breathing patterns have the same effect. Try this. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6-8 seconds. A longer exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for calm and recovery. Do this for 2-3 minutes. Not to instantly eliminate anxiety, but to reduce its intensity so it becomes manageable. 4. Don't believe every thought. This may sound simple, but it is fundamental. In cognitive psychology, thoughts are not facts. They are products of experience, bias, and interpretation. When a thought like, "I will definitely fail," appears, don't immediately believe it. Shift it to, "I am having the thought that I will fail." This small shift creates distance, and within that distance, you regain control. 5. Rhythm, not perfection. Many people try to fix anxiety with a goal, to always be calm, to recover quickly. This approach is often counterproductive. A more realistic approach is building rhythm. Time to be calm, time to work, time to rest, time to feel. In many spiritual traditions, this balance has long been understood. Humans are not meant to exist in one constant state. There are ups and downs, and both have their place. 6. Be present, not avoidant. One of the biggest traps in anxiety is avoidance. We avoid situations, conversations, or decisions to escape discomfort. The problem is, avoidance teaches the brain that those things are dangerous, and a more effective approach is gradual exposure, facing what you fear step by step with awareness. Not forcing yourself to extremes, but moving closer slowly. One small step is enough as long as it is consistent. Extended closing. Managing anxiety is not about becoming immune to fear. It is about building a healthier relationship with your thoughts and emotions. Because perhaps true calmness is not when life becomes certain, but when we are stable enough to keep moving, even in uncertainty. And from here, another question emerges, quieter, but more honest. If we stop running from anxiety, how ready are we to truly know ourselves? Final closing. Understanding calmly, moving with awareness. In the end, anxiety is not something that comes to destroy us. It exists as part of the same system that allows us to survive, think, and plan for the future. What often makes it feel heavy is not the anxiety itself, but how we respond to it, rushing to eliminate it, rejecting it without understanding, or judging ourselves for feeling it. Yet, when we pause and begin to see more clearly, we realize something simple. Not every thought needs to be believed. Not every feeling needs to be fought. And not every discomfort means danger. From a scientific perspective, the body is simply doing its job. From a psychological perspective, the mind is trying to protect us, sometimes in exaggerated ways. And from a deeper perspective, this is an invitation to be present, to recognize, and to understand ourselves more fully. Calmness, in its truest form, is not the absence of disturbance. It is the ability to remain clear in the noise of thoughts, gentle under pressure, and aware, even as emotions come and go. So the step we need is not a drastic transformation, but small, consistent shifts. Taking a slightly deeper breath, speaking to ourselves a little more kindly, and allowing every feeling space to exist without immediate judgment. Because in that space, we slowly learn that facing anxiety gently is not surrender, but a wiser way to remain whole. And perhaps, without realizing it, through this seemingly simple process, we not only become calmer, but also come to know who we truly are. A journey that seems to begin with anxiety, but quietly leads to a much deeper understanding.